Prebiotics. You've probably heard of probiotics. Probiotics are really commonly given in supplement form, and these are usually introduced especially after you've had a course of antibiotics, because we all know what happens with antibiotics. They basically destroy or wipe out the microbiome in the gut, and so therefore a good course of probiotics is used, and quite commonly things like acidophilus or yogurt are used as probiotics. Then you've got prebiotics, and prebiotics are things that introduce nutrient foods to support the good microbiome, so they feed and nourish the probiotic bacteria and microbes in the gut. And then you've got medicinal herbs. So we're going to talk about this as well, because medicinal herbs are so powerful, both as being prebiotics, but also as digestive support and healing for the gut wall, which also acts as prebiotic in effect. So let's have a look through. This is the first part of it, the prebiotics for gut health, and we'll work our way through. So prebiotics were discovered back in the 90s, as they are really non-digestible foods. So usually in the form of fiber, it helps to feed and nourish the good bacteria in your gut. So all bacteria is basically going to stay there, but it's just got to be in the right balance. So we want to feed the good and not so much feed the bad. And as we mentioned just earlier about antibiotics, once you've had a course of antibiotics, it knocks out the good and the bad. And so what happens is, and this is quite common, for example, if you're to weed the garden and plant some plants, what tends to grow back first? It's usually the weeds. So the unwanted bacteria are a bit like that. They'll come in there really fast after the antibiotics and start to grow rapidly. And that's why you end up with an imbalance of the bacteria after antibiotics. So the bad, unfortunately, are the fastest at getting in there and taking over, getting hold of the gut. And so things like Helicobacter, for example, it's a bad one. So that's what happens with antibiotics, and why it's so important to put prebiotics in as well as probiotics. So you feed the good, fertilize the good, basically.